social influence is how individuals constantly change what they think and do based on others. That if we now project the previous self-development about being with activated transformation gene and mirroring it to the others, that's how others would be perceiving it. And then what we can do more with the teams, we can use different, let's say, technologies, but technologies can be simple ones like a whiteboard and papers and stuff like that. Those also are technologies, or more sophisticated like computer-based technologies that would reflect the changes of the individuals for the other team members. So for example, there is a slight change starting with 2 people out of 20. And initially that might be quite small, but because of this mirroring and projecting onto the others, other people might be start to reconsider and joining them. So usually there are green people that can change whenever they want, whatever they want. It's self-driven. And then there are people who are against that particular change. It's self-contained. And then we have these people from January 1st. Why? Because that shows that they want to change, but not always successful. In the context of organization, we can always use the green people as the motivation. And if we expose them through technologies, then the green people are pulling the yellow people towards their own exposed behavior. What does it mean? If there are these two people in a company and they start to be more innovative, more creative, it's not only that physically, when you interact and speak in a kitchen, can hear, oh, these people are getting more creative, novel ways how to deal with the business challenges. But you can use also platforms and technologies. As I said, you can even do like a basic ones, but also then later to capture those creative moments and those generation of the creative ideas statistically and provide that statistic to the larger group in the office and in the teams. And on a constant basis, if you use computer technologies, it can be reflecting. And possibly, if speaking about your business model and customers using your system might be perfectly doing its primary task, which is connecting, which is capturing the images if needed, all the measurements, all that stuff. And it does it very well. What can be done with this knowledge that I'm providing is giving more awareness for the users, how many others are using it or have been using it, and what was the trajectory of those statistics increasing, for example, over time. That implies social learning and social facilitation. So I'm not going to go into details, but those are different subdimensions of social influence. So in context of teams or in context with the customers, you always have some basic regular behaviors. And those behaviors can be green if they are really good performers. They can be yellow, which is like something in the middle. And there can be red behaviors, which means that people are not really performing or underperforming. So mostly in organizational context, you have the split between the green and yellow. So there are like super achievers, and then there are a little bit somewhere in the middle. And the difference between the yellow people and the red people are yellow people say, yes, it's a good thing to be innovative, but their behavior is not really exemplifying it. And red people in this example would be, innovation is a waste of time. So they have negative attitude. And usually in organizational context, these are the first candidates to go home or leave the company. So therefore, in this tool, the carrots and sticks are for the red, just to potentially bring them from the very red end to the orange. And then if they get to the yellow, then we can start to exemplify the green other people. That's how the understanding of constant influence of people to each other can be captured, harnessed, gathered in the intelligent way, and then projected, especially with the intention to project the green, the positive examples, to the yellow people, to empower and encourage them to be more active into that particular behavior and becoming more green. So that's a kind of theoretical. If you give me one practical behavioral challenge, I will explain it onto that. And again, reminder, social influence is powerful to the both ends. So you can naturally imagine if there are more red people around you constantly smoking, your chances or your motivation is pulled the other way. So, and that's just a difficult environment for a person to stop doing it. At the same time, with this example, if you have an office with 20 people, and these people, based on their smoking behavior, would be split between the 3 circles. There will be non-smokers, let's say they are 5. There are 7 people, let's say yellow. They say smoking is bad, but they still continue smoking because of the whatever reasons they have. And then so we have 12, and then we have 8 red people. Red people would say, I'm gonna smoke until I die. These are red people. So what you can do, you still kind of have a kind of even split. But what happens on a daily basis, yellow people are kind of thinking, I should stop, but the red people are there and you see them, and they are not paying that much attention to the green, because the green is difficult to capture it because they don't smoke anyways. So the only thing they see is the red people smoking. Therefore, if you have, let's say now, artificial intelligence, webcams, some other means, and especially if it's a work environment where these rituals are happening, then you use technologies to see the frequencies of people going to smoke or not going to smoke. And you have like a raw data about everyone's behavior through the whole day, but anonymized and kind of with all the correct way to deal with it. Like these are just like identificators of the people. And once you place ways for everyone to see how many of your employees in your team every day are not smoking, that would be visual reminder for the yellow people. And especially, I'm not speaking about yellow that are closer to the red. I'm speaking about yellow closer to the green, like they're one step away. So they're almost green, but just the one tiny reason why they are going, like company or I don't know, to get news from people, then they have no awareness of how many green people you have. But you have 5, and you have these 5 on a daily basis. And then when they realize, oh, I didn't know we have 5 people not smoking at all. I thought I just see these other ones just going constantly, and I thought everyone is smoking. That's the problem. There is a bias in the brain that says what I see is true, but it doesn't say that there is something that you're missing in what you see. And therefore, this data-driven feedback on an instant basis would be converting the yellow people that are closer to the green side. This is how you can, and this is how you can use it for any behavior you want.